don't prescribe anything that is synthetic. Only a couple of medications do I ever prescribe, and it's only if necessary.
Sure.
Like a spironolactone for acne.
Right.
Those kinds of things if that's an issue, but I stay away from it. If you're on a blood pressure medicine when you come in, I won't touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't touch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I have a friend who, and I don't think she'll mind me sharing, but that's what got her looking at her own hormones. She's younger than me, but her mom, they thought she was clinically depressed. She was on depressants, all the things. And then finally someone said, why don't you have your hormones looked at? And she's like never been on anything ever again and is just on progesterone and a couple other things. And it's like saved her life, like was like very in a dark, dark, dark place. And that's all it was. And people don't realize like, or because they, again, didn't ask the right questions, didn't know the questions you ask. And you go to your doctor and say, here's how I feel, doc. I'm putting on all this weight. This is my example. I've put on all this weight. I don't feel good. I think something's wrong. It hurts, physically hurts to get out of bed in the morning. Oh, you can't get out of bed? That's not what I said, by the way. I said it physically hurts to get out of bed. Oh, you can't get out of bed? Then I think you might be depressed. Fill out this chart and we'll get you on some medication. And I walked out. And I've never been back.
Yeah, I know. I think those of us in this field, we are, we constantly have to be warriors with our shields and our swords because the medical boards and the nursing board and the pharmacists aren't our friends. I mean, I'll prescribe. During COVID, I couldn't even prescribe ivermectin, and CVS would not fill it if I said it was for COVID. They would only fill it if I said it was for scabies. So those are the kinds of things, and I worry like.
Whenever the pharmacist is like, do you need to talk about this medication? I'm like, nope, I have a doctor for that or a nurse practitioner for that. I don't need to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Because same. Like, I mean, when I have friends who've been drug reps. Like, I know what they got paid and what they were taught and how they were taught to, the whole, we can get on this, but we've talked about it a little bit with my dad, when my dad and I were on, but, the whole opioid crisis. Literally, doctors were being trained by the drug company, not by any medical anything. They were being taught how to use the drug by the drug company.
Well, the size of the cabinet in the closet in the medical practices I was doing my clinical rotations in as a nurse practitioner, the closets are full of drugs, and the drug reps are making their rotations through the practice clinic. What can I drop off for you? What kind of samples can I leave? It's just... It's in their face all the time.
Right, and I'll bring you and your staff free lunch and tickets to the NBA game or whatever to do it. Yeah, I mean it's a whole racket for sure.
But we worry. Right, the Sackler family. Right. We've all if you don't know about the Sackler family, you should do some research.
Right. Or watch any of the documentaries about them.
Right. Yeah, there's a Dr. Mary Bowden, for example. She is a amazing doctor who during COVID was completely disintegrated. I mean, she fought against the narrative, and now she's testifying in front of the Senate and doing all these things. But she's like one of those that she spoke out on social media against certain things. Like, I have to be careful what I say about peptides because I even had, let me go back to her. She was basically shut down, and they tried to take her license to practice because she was saying don't get the COVID shots.
Right.
And I treat COVID and this is what you need.
Right.
But then I had
well, then
on
they
my
wouldn't
website.
Have been able to make, what is it, Paxlovid.
Oh, right. Paxlovid.
Now we have Paxlovid to treat COVID.
Which has interactions with 500 different medications.
Right. Yeah. You put it in, it's like ding, 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 ding. You can't take any of these, but you can take your Paxlovid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was going to share the story of I probably think it was 6 months ago. I suddenly get this email from the credit card processor that I use with my electronic health record system. And it says, you've been flagged. Starting in 2 weeks, unless you take, you've got something wrong with your website. If you don't take this off your website, we're going to stop processing your credit card, your
payments.
Yeah, your payments. Yeah. And I was like, what?
And you're thinking like, oh, it's a tech glitch. Surely.
I called my
like
EHR
your IT
company
guy,
and I said,
like,
what is this about?
Yeah.
And he proceeded to tell me, you're like the second or third practice this week, and we're hearing this a lot. We're trying to find another credit card processor, but I won't say the name of the processor. But they basically know that I had peptides on my website, that I do them, that I offer them.
And why should they care?
Because the bank was told by whoever in Big Pharma runs the bank that they're rolling their money through, that any practice that you come across that does this alternative therapy with peptides,
we'll pull our money if you don't shut them down.
You will not be able to process their transactions. And I was like,
see, people, if you don't think it's all propaganda, a racket, connected.
I know that you've been rolling through my website, but I used to have peptides up there. Somehow there's still I'm still little bots out there that know I do peptides through Google, but my website, I cannot put them back on. Wow. And they also wanted me to take all my nutraceuticals off. And I basically got away around that, but I was not the only practice they were doing this with.
That's crazy.
So the credit card processors were even
I was wondering why I couldn't find the peptides on your site when I was looking for all that stuff.
I had to take them down. There's a lot of stuff I do that I cannot put on that website.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so first
it should be illegal.
Right. So you're not just censored of what you can put online and say, but now we're literally censored from doing our business.
Yeah, they were going to stop my ability to take money,
right,
or to process payments and make a living.
Because the peptides are taking money out of the pharmaceutical companies' pockets.
Because they're making people healthy. Forget the fact that you're no longer buying their medicine because you've I no longer buy levothyroxine because I buy from a compound. I'm still spending money, by the way, but from a compounding pharmacy that's not trying to keep me sick, right? Well, but also because I'm not sick, I don't have all these other symptoms that would cause me to have to buy all these other medications because of the peptides. The peptide that I take, I've done a lot of research on it, thymosin alpha. There are studies that show it has proven to fight off cancer cells. Yeah. Your immune system is actually working for you. And the reason why I wanted to get on it is I'm the kind of person, knock on wood, I don't have the time or the luxury to be sick and be down and out with what I do in my life and my time. Guess what? Knock on wood. I haven't been since getting on NAD and thymosin alpha. And that was, getting back on those was in August. And we had one of the worst flu and RSV seasons of the entire, and in a decade. My whole family had it and I walked out unscathed. So. Yeah.
And I wish these therapies were the price of Advil.
Right. Well, and that's the thing.
You pay for what you get, right? You eat good food, you're going to pay more.
Right.
You get good medicine, good therapies, natural therapies. It's not.
But with this,
it's not a 5 and dime, unfortunately.
No,
I wish it was more affordable.
For me, with the thyroid, right? Well, and that should tell you something.
Right.
If I can get 90 days of synthetic thyroid for $10. Something's wrong.
Right. I know they make it cheap and easy, just like fast food.
Right. And then, but right now I pay $90. It was about $98, I think, for 90 days worth. And I'm like, $1 a day to not feel like absolute crap, sign me up. And that's where I say, and that's why I say to everyone, I think, especially as your kids get older and you're not worried about diapers and formula and all those things, at least for me, and I know some of my friends too, you start to realize your health is your wealth. What does it matter? I've talked about this before, on my social media. What does it matter if, I take really great care of my kids and my family now, but I'm so unhealthy later in life and I don't have long-term care covered or things like that, that I become a burden on them then when they're at the age where they want to live their best life and take care of their family and their kids. And now I'm a burden on them. That's not how I want to set anyone up.